All right, I'm looking at another Fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie, starting with Mania. I want to assume the N and I are true. Maybe we could do NAI something, or or maybe no, we could do AIN this way, not AIN at the end. Paint. How about paint? Or yeah, paint. Why not? Saint, faint. There's a bunch of them that would work. Okay. So one of the I's is a lie, one of the N's is a lie. Everything else is true. Okay, so that's interesting. So the P is correct. So I'm glad I did paint and not saint or faint. That was just the first one I thought of. Okay, so either there's an N or there's an I, but not both. So I don't know. I mean, we could do either one. We could do pound. Pound would work. Okay, that was really good. So, could the D be the lie? No, because then you'd have to have a D. It would make the O true. It would have to be PDUNO. That's not going to work. So that has to be true. And we know this is true. And so, if there's no N, then the N is the lie. And you would have to have UO or O there. I don't think that's going to work. I think the N's going to be true. Could the O be the lie? Could we have this? What would be at the end besides a D? Well, the O could be the lie because there is no O, but could it be the lie because it's supposed to be green? I don't think so. So if it's the lie, then there's no O. And this would have maybe prune. Prune would work. Okay, so one of the U's is the lie, so the N is definitely true. So this is the lie, true. True lie, and we know this is true. Okay, so if the green U was true, then we would have, it doesn't work because then that makes this the lie, this is true, but there's nowhere to put the R. So that actually doesn't work, so this has to be the lie. Okay, so this is true, so we don't necessarily know that there's no U, but probably. There could be a U somewhere else, but it's unlikely. Because I think we're going to do... we could do prone, actually. Okay. The R's could both be lies, and we could have phone. There we go. Very nice. All right. Well, it took 5 guesses, but I feel like it went pretty quickly this time. So I had some lucky guesses with the P for paint, and then pound was really good. I was just kind of thinking, well, if we use the N and we don't have A or I... let's throw a couple vowels in there, and that's what I came up with. So very cool. All right, well, got a little lucky and made some good guesses, and pretty easy one today. So let me know how your solve of this puzzle went, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more.